NEC, we have George Borden presenting. Thank you so much for being here, George. George is the solution sales architect with Sharp NEC. So looking forward to his presentation. Please do utilize that Q&A and we will closely monitor it as George presents. Take it away, George.
Thank you, Nicole, and forgive me for jumping in on top of the coffee drawing. I'm pretty keen on a good cup of coffee, and especially the modern technology that was at our disposal for that. I'm not going to bore you with a device that my wife just got me a couple weeks ago for my birthday, but I'll tell you what, it's the best coffee machine that I ever had, and that's probably why I'm going to be more wired than I usually am on these presentations. Well, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Crestron, and everybody else. Great information today. I'm George Borden, Solution Architect with Sharp NEC Display Corporation. I represent a team of solution specialists that deal with all of our specific display technology. My role consists of flat panel displays, video walls, collaboration technology. We have one of my associates, Matt, who deals with projection technology. Two of my associates, Ken and Adam, that deal with direct view LED, and then my other associate, Dave Arnott, that handles our consultant group. Our director, Michael Ferrer, manages all of us, and we're glad and we're always here to help you with whatever your display needs may be. Now, today what we're going to do, this is obviously the theme of the presentation today, is the future of video conferencing, and the future is looking really bright with video conferencing, especially what Gary Kay mentioned a little bit ago with immersiveness and with it when it comes to display technology and all the different various types of display technology. What I'm going to do is a little bit of a different shift. I have some things to talk about during the end of the deck that reference some of the things today and future thoughts to consider. But I feel because we're merged, we're now Sharp NEC Corporation. A lot of folks aren't familiar with the fact that we are now Sharp NEC. I know a lot of you are, but when I travel around with my other sales associates, it's interesting to hear a lot of the different questions and comments. And given the fact that video conferencing is a consultative approach, in my humble opinion, because everybody has a different space, a different ambient light consideration, a different budget. All these different factors come into play with selecting the right display technology for your video conferencing needs. So I'm going to start and just go through basically the different types of technology that we have with a little bit of special emphasis on the video conferencing side of things. So we'll first start with large format displays. We've been known forever for our large format display considerations, and you know, with the blend with Sharp, we now have a really great mix of the best, the budget-minded, the cost-conscious, as I like to call it, for budget-minded opportunities, commercial applications with TV tuners built in, and a lot of different accessories that can go into those products. So looking at this screen here in the next couple screens, the way I'm going to phrase this is that when you start looking at the left-hand side of the screen, those are typically entry-level, low-cost, low-feature, and then moving up to the right, cost increases, feature set increases, and so on. So at the bottom of these cells, for lack of a better term, you can see the different of size options that we have for each one of these displays. So for instance, the 4PB Sharp display comes in 43, 50, 55, 65. Now 43-inch necessarily wouldn't be for a conference room per se, but it could be for a small huddle room. So some of these that may not be inherently top of mind for these environments, they could be considerations to get your meeting room up and running in a budget-minded way that allows you to get that video everywhere, as the Crestron folks said very eloquently. So that should be some considerations that you have. Now, reading each one of these cells, the model number is at the top. The information below that are the nit counts. So we have 300 candelas per meter squared on this particular model. Then the next elements represent operational runtime, the orientation of the product, and of course the technology. So every time, about every one of our displays, if not all of them, are all 4K displays, so they're ultra high def. The L represents landscape. And now there's a few designations and some differences here with some of these displays. TAA means TAA compliancy. That's the Trade Act Agreement in 1979, where government institutions, entities have to buy from acceptable countries of manufacture. This particular model and a few other of our Aquos board models, I'm proud to say that we have TAA compliance with that. So if you're in a government position and you need to have TAA compliancy, we do have those models for your consideration. Moving on to the right, you can see the media player icon. A lot of our displays have a built-in media player that allow you to play slideshows of videos and image files for basic signage applications. Those are available as well. We also have the Intel logo there on the right. The Intel logo now means that we have a slot-in option for our displays called the SDM, and that acronym stands for Smart Display Module. Previously, it was a slide-in computer that was the OPS, the Open Pluggable Specification, but because of technology and the way that things are trending, and ultimately because of future 8K applications, the architecture in the SDM can support those future up-and-coming elements. Also, you can see an icon there that says SpectraView Engine. Now, SpectraView Engine, SpectraView Color Engine, as we've been calling it from the NEC side, it's a specific color technology that allows you to dial in the color exactly 100% to your needs or your customer needs. So, you know, proverbial Coca-Cola red, we can promise Coca-Cola red. John Deere green, we can promise John Deere green, and we have that available. And as you can see, we move up in nit count. So we go from 300 to 400 to 500 and on up to 700 nit. Now, these are the 32 to 65 inch models. If I continue the slide here, we have some more elements here as well. We have also the M Series 2, the P Series 6, going into 55, good, better, and best. And then we ended up with the large format options where we have all the way up to 98-inch display. So we have the 98-inch, 86-inch, 75-inch. These are the type of sizes that we're looking for, these type of conference rooms that I've seen in most of the installations that we consult into or that our salespeople uncovered. Now, also to mention, we also have the UN Series video walls. That's one thing that I do quite a bit of, are the video walls. There's still a tried and true display option. The video walls have been fantastic. High nit count. You can actually daisy chain a 10 by 10 using our tile matrix technology with that. So basically, from a display standpoint, we have just about everything you could need. Now, I didn't pull out every slide individually, but I wanted to hit some of the highlights just to show you some of the things here to provide a little bit more information for some of these models. The 4PB series, as I mentioned at the very beginning, there are 6 class sizes in that: 43, 50, 55, 65, 75, and 86. These are a fantastic option for key markets of education, corporate, retail, and everything that you can see there, QSRs on the right-hand side of the slide. It's 4K display. We have landscape orientation available for this, and just about any input that you need for all of the different add-ons from any of the third-party partners that are out there that can tie into our display technology. This is a TAA compliant display, as I mentioned and referenced. So for, again, you know, we are happy that we have that designation for this particular line, and then we can take care of that as needed. We also have 8-watt speakers for output, and then there's also a built-in tuner into this as well. So not only can it be used for conferencing, it can also be used in other purposes as well, because it has that built-in tuner technology. The MEC series is another one, so 4K, 400 nit, 18/7 runtime. Typically, these meeting room environments, they're not running 24/7, 18/7. We have standby features on our displays that allow the display to go dormant, and then upon, you know, activity, you know, it'll come back to life again. So these things are green, they're saving energy. They're not on all the time, except for in special purpose applications. It is industrious. It has a full metal chassis. You also have simple connectivity and all of the different inputs that you would want and expect from a flat panel display from Sharp NEC. The MA and the P series also comes to mind. This is one of our more advanced solutions. And when I mentioned SpectraView Color Engine, that comes in the more advanced displays. This is a 24/7 runtime device. So this is going to be for the more industrious applications. It does have a high nit count, so if there are any ambient lighting considerations in the background and you need to outwit and outlast the ambient lighting, we have the ability to do that as well. The inputs that you would expect are in here: integrated cooling fans, some of the things to mention, and then I like to always mention that we have a 50,000 hour backlight life, and this one can also do portrait and landscape. Rounding out here, and then one more slide for a couple of these just to mention. The E series is also another good option here. So we have low nit count on it at 350. That saves money. If you don't need the high nit count, then you don't need to buy a high nit count device. But we do have the large size in this. So these are perfect displays for those enclosed conference rooms where there's no windows, where there are no outside interference from lighting. That'll work just fine all day long in the 75, 86, and 98-inch range. It is an 18/7 runtime on that, of course, metal chassis, and then all the other elements that you can read down there below, not to belabor the point too much. M series, last but not least, and then we'll get over into talking about some of the collaboration devices that we have. We're stepping up here a little bit, just like the grid that I showed you at the very beginning with 500 nits. So we're going from 350 up to 500. So if there are some outside windows that are intruding upon a conference room, meeting room, huddle room, then we'll be able to advance beyond that with that high nit count. This will do landscape and portrait orientation as well. It has an even bezel design all the way around the display, as most of our displays do, and then all the other creature comforts that you can see below, even including the tile matrix technology that the UN series video walls have. So, and I could go on and on and on about the displays, but again, we're strapped for time here today. I want to be mindful of that, and so let's move on to collaboration. I've been working with collaboration for quite some time, and I'm really happy to be blended with the Sharp folks because the Aquos board line has been around for a long time, and the product managers there, they've done a great job of thinking of the market needs out there and providing different options for customers out there like yourself that are watching this today that fit the bill. And again, not only from a price standpoint, but a feature standpoint, just like our display technology as well. So we have 4 different models to choose from. We have the 4WB model, which is, of course, the entry-level model where you bring your own device in order to run that. It is a value price device running anywhere between the 55 and 86. I have some individual slides that I'll share with this one as well. Moving on up, we have the PNC LC2 series. We're positioning this for education, but just because we position something in our wisdom for education, that doesn't mean it can't be used for any other vertical. Because again, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is a lot of consultative selling goes on when it comes to these devices. If we have a room that may be an inherent fit for a display, it may also be an option for a projector as well, or even DV-LED technology that we'll talk about soon thereafter. So again, these things just aren't mutually exclusive to the verbiage that we put from a marketing standpoint. They can be used anywhere that it sees fit based upon these endeavors that we uncover in the consultative sale. So we have 65 to 86-inch models available in that. Moving on up again in feature and price, we have the PN L2B series here. Collaboration, of course, note-taking, more business. And then as we get to the other 3 units here, we have a camera and a microphone attachment to have, which is perfect for collaboration. So we have those options available if you, the end user, don't have an external PC or your own camera in tow with that. We have that option available as well. Excuse me. Then last but not least, we have the big kahuna, the 70-inch WCD Windows collaboration device, where you bring your own device, but it has everything you could possibly want it. The ability for 5 users to simultaneously be tethered to the device, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi technology, integrated camera, Internet of Things sensors, where you can monitor motion. You can monitor some other environmentals as well. So it's a fantastic unit that I'm proud to demonstrate from time to time. Talking a little bit more specific about the 4WB series Aquos board, it comes more specifically in 55, 65, 75, and 86-inch. It is a 4K display, 16 by 7 runtime, just like the entry-level Sharp displays that we talked about. We can support 20 points multi-touch. It is a landscape device. We have 3 HDMI inputs, and it also has a tuner built into this as well. So it gives the ability for you, if you're on the fence, to consider getting into a display for conference. If you don't have video everywhere and you're limited on budget, this is a great option for you to not only have that TV element or the video element, but also have the touch element as well, so that you can bring your own device and do true collaboration and ideation with other softwares that you bring in from other suppliers. And I don't want to fail to mention that this unit, just like the other commercial TV, has TAA compliancy as well. The next unit up here, the PNC's CE series Aquos board, comes in 2 sizes, 75 and 70-inch. It is, of course, a 4K. And again, 16 by 7 runtime, 20 points multi-touch, 3 HDMI inputs, VGA input, and everything that you would expect in order for it to become your collaboration station. The other thing that's really great about this is it does have an OPS slot. So OPS is still a viable opportunity or a viable option for slide-in computers. computers, even though from the NEC side we have moved to the SDM. We still do a lot of open pluggable specification for slide-in computers with this. And one thing that I feel gets overlooked a little bit from the Aquos board line is that they have a fantastic pen and touch software that can be installed on an external PC that provides such a robust and increased experience from the standard whiteboarding software that comes with this device. It allows you to do all sorts of annotation, shape input. You can save to different various file formats, and it is a fantastic piece of software. We also built into this model and a few other models screen sharing application. This particular model has an e-sharing screen application that allows users to use their device, download an app free from the App Store, whether it's the Apple App Store or the Android App Store, and then you're able to broadcast directly to the Aquos board directly from your device. So it's a really great option when you step up a little bit. You get those couple extra features in there that the entry-level device, when you're budget-minded and you may not necessarily need that, we have the availability for you to step up when you see that value. Moving on to the PNL2C series, again, more of the same. We have 65, 75, and 86-inch in this 4K. The one differentiator here in this, in addition to the mentioned things of screen sharing below, is that we have that single cable connectivity that everybody's alluding to as a USB-C. So the other devices do have an extra USB connection and an HDMI connection in order to bring in an external computer, but USB-C is where the future's headed. A lot of my devices here in the home office and a lot of our other devices have USB-C. That's available, so it makes it really easy to plug in your single connection and then be off and running with your video and your audio and ready to go. And then last but not least, for a mention here, we have the the PNL2B series too. I was jumping ahead looking at the sample slide there. A little bit more of the same here. Again, we got 20 points touch. I don't mean to belabor the point on this one. You get the idea because I mentioned some of this stuff before on the other model. But then last but not least, where I got confused here, we have the PNCD701. This is the Windows collaboration display. Has the camera, the microphone, the Internet of Things sensors, motion sensor, IR receiver, light sensor, air quality sensor. So you can take that information, you can bring it into a dashboard, you can monitor that information in real time on the device. And then ultimately it has everything you would possibly ever want in the unit so that you can bring in any of your devices, and up to five individuals can be tethered to the unit, ready to prepare and present when it's time for them to present. All right, now moving on to projectors. This is not usually where I'm living in my day-to-day, but we have to talk about projectors because within conference solutions and moving into the future, you know, the aspect ratio that everybody's talking about is 21:9. All of those devices leading up to this point have been 16:9 aspect ratio, but with the Teams rooms and the other software developers out there developing their wider aspect ratio environments for that more immersive experience, we have to talk about projectors. But before we do that, you can see just the amount of the sheer armada of projectors that we have in our arsenal. And keeping in line with the other two display types, we are doing an entry-level feature set, moving on up to the premium feature set. We have anything from the 4,000 lumen all the way up to the 35,000 lumen theater displays. So everything you could possibly want from a projector standpoint, we have them. We have laser projectors. We still have some with the bulb projectors, but that's going away. Like you know, lasers are where the future's at, and a majority of our displays, our projector displays, are laser based. Now, moving into the 21:9, we have firmware supported for the PV series, the P series, and the PA series for the 21:9 aspect ratio. So you can actually take a projector, and they're actually budget-minded, in my opinion, compared to some of the other higher-end price devices that we have, that allow you, if you have the opportunity in the room for a projector, to actually get a projector going in a 21:9 way for a Teams room. A little bit more definition here, and to keep with the theme of the time here, you know, here's the P series, you know, UXGA 1920 by 1200, and then we have the P627UL at 1920 by 1000, 1200. So, you know, with the laser, we have, you know, minimum 28,000 hours of laser life. So, you know, those days of replacing bulbs, you know, at an interval, you know, those are no longer gone. Those are long gone for that matter. And so 20,000 hours, that's a long time, for the uptime and reliability for these laser projectors. We have wired and wireless networking capabilities available for this. We also can control NEC projector assets from free software that you can download from our website called Naviset Administrator 2, so that you can use the comfort of your PC to control any NEC or NEC display or projector from the comfort of your desk. So that's available, and it's extremely quiet, and there are minimal distractions with this device. And again, it's geared for 21x9. So is this the PA series? We can talk a little bit about that. The PA series can also provide that. We have 6,500 to 17,000 lumens capabilities with this PA series. It'll allow you to do 21x9. And then also, last but not least, the PV series in 7,100 and 8,000 lumen running UXGA, WUXGA for that as well. So again, I don't want to go too much about PJs, but there's a lot of options out there for projector. There's also a lot of options out there using other technology, whether it be processor technology and software manipulation to do up to 32x9 with projectors. And that's what we try to do at NEC. We try to, offer future-proof ideas depending upon the budget, because today may be what's happening today, but then we're always thinking about what's going on tomorrow, which now brings me to, last but not least, the DirectView LED side of our business. And DirectView LED has really been an amazing thing in our company for the last 5 years. I actually started doing DirectView LED right on its onset back in the day, and we've really come a long way. And with that, we've really developed a holistic approach to the customer interaction and the assistance and the advisement that we bring to each and every one of you out there for your DirectView LED considerations. So this is the circle of excellence here that I call when it comes to this. So we have the best quality in class, ease of serviceability is a versatile portfolio. We have price points that are excellent, comprehensive solution engineers like my compatriots on my team, and also we have a long-lasting warranty for this. Now, I get asked a lot about DirectView LED when I'm out on my travels, and we have different types of DirectView LED modules. And essentially, the way that DirectView LED is, it's looked at in pixel pitch. If you've heard that term before, then you already know what it is. But for those of you that don't know what pixel pitch is essentially the distance between one diode on the pixel board to the other. So the longer the distance, or should I say the longer the distance from diode to diode, it's going to be the higher pixel pitch. And typically the higher pixel pitch signs are from a farther distance viewing. Then as conversely, you would imagine the tighter the pixel pitch, the closer it's going to be from diode to diode. So that's going to be a closer viewed display when you have a lower pixel pitch. So when you look at this slide here, you can see that we have 3.8 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter. We actually have distance measurement guides that we can share with everyone out there that can give you an idea of what the best pixel pitch is for your room environment when it comes to DirectView LED. And then we go down as low as real tight, I would say 3 to 6 feet distance viewing with 0.9 millimeter pixel pitch. We also have outdoor and custom solutions as well. So give it a little bit more look under the hood about how these things look. They are actually 16x9 panels. And the 16x9 panels can be put together in any array that you can imagine. Typically, we sell these kits in a 16x9 kit. So the 16x9 overall kit is comprised of 16x9 panels. And inside the actual working mechanisms of these 16x9 panels is where we put the magnetic pixel cards on top. So those actually take a special vacuum type of little hand vac that we put in because we don't touch them with our hands, and then they magnetically affix to the back of the chassis that you can see here. And then these locking mechanisms on the top and the bottom, that's what runs the power and the data transfer from one pixel card, from one cabinet to the next cabinet. So again, we can lock these things in, for lack of a better analogy, like Legos, and we can build custom solutions that you may have in need. But we also have kits that I'm going to talk about here in a minute. Everything comes complete with our kits. So we have all the LED modules, power bar, we have the wall mounts, the actual pixel card removal tool, the overframe bezel kit, any spare parts, typically anywhere from 2 to 5% spare parts, depending upon what size DV LED wall that you get. And then with our FA series only, you actually get a redundant controller to control the entire array. Here's a couple examples of some of the kits that we currently have available out there. So anything from 110-inch diagonal using the 1.2 millimeter pixel pitch, 165-inch diagonal using anywhere from 1.9 millimeter pixel pitch to 0.95 millimeter pixel pitch. So what we do is we position these kits as consideration for customers that have been using, say, for instance, the UN series video walls for their conference room or boardroom or whatever other application, to get them thinking into the future. Also to eliminate, not that there's anything wrong with it, the bezels that come with the traditional video walls when it comes to our UN series and other video wall offerings out there, because nothing's better than a seamless piece of real estate for viewing your content. That's why projectors are exciting for this space. That's why DirectView LED is exciting for this space. The other thing too is that it offers a future-proof by moving into the future, because these diodes can last between 80 and 100,000 hours before they start to degrade at very extreme, ridiculous conditions. And the processors that are running them, they're usually not turned on more than 35, 40, 45% power. So you're never turning this thing on at 100% power. So that example will outwit and outlast pretty much any display on the market. So when you're considering DirectView LED, these are the things to think about and that we will talk with you about as we move forward. Last but not least, let's talk a little bit about our 104-inch indoor kit, 21 by 9 viewing angle here on this one. I'm not going to read all the speeds and feeds because I want to go ahead and have a couple of my European associates in a quick video. I actually put a little video in this presentation that talks about this a little bit more. So bear with me while I go ahead and I change this over. So hopefully you can hear this audio, and let me get moving here.
So what we have here is Microsoft Front Row running on our 21 by 9 0.95 bundle. Point of this is to put it into environments where you have a hybrid workflow, someone's always calling in remotely, to be able to have the best experience for the remote participants to feel that they're almost in the same room, basically. And also vice versa, for the people who are in the room to be able to be communicating as best as possible.
A bundle means you have one SKU order code where you can have everything in it to easily install. The serviceability of our LED products shows the sustainable approach what we have. We can easily change every component from the front, and also with our service packs, we can help our partners to have the same quality over 10 years and more.
So Microsoft has come out with this new layout on Microsoft Teams. And for certain rooms, you have to then cater to the new format. And that's why the 21 by 9 format is perfect for our LED technology, because you can then customize it, right pixel pitch, to be able to optimize the whole visual experience, which is key, on top of course, top audio and acoustic environments in the room. Yeah, this is a multi-camera setup from Hudley, and you're almost bringing the broadcast environment into the meeting room.
Video conferencing has been about static video images. We're super excited to be showing the world's first AI-directed multi-camera system, in that it actually starts cutting in different angles, so you can see across the table. You can get facial expressions on people who are listening, and you can also get deeper engagement with the speaker. At the end of the day, we want it to feel like if you're in the meeting room and you're on a video call.
All right, folks, I'm cutting it. I'm running. Hold on one second here. I don't think you can hear me.
We can hear you. And
oh, good. Okay, good. I'm cutting it. I'm cutting it now because I know I'm up against time. So respectfully to the next group, thank you for your time, and please feel free to send questions along my way. And hopefully you consider Sharp NEC for your display needs. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, George. That was excellent. And it is time for our next giveaway. George, if you don't mind, please picking a number between 1 and 150. We would so appreciate it.
99.
99, great. That number has not been called yet. And we have an Amazon gift card with a $50 value. Number 99 is Nathan Garten. Nathan Garten, congratulations. You are the winner of the $50 Amazon gift card, courtesy of Sharp NEC. Thank you so much.